I heard a story of a Nigerian in the US committing suicide. He was a US citizen or a Nigerian, a dual citizen, that committed suicide in the US. And I've also heard stories of even people in the developed countries committing suicide. And there was a point I was worried, why would you commit suicide? This is the same opportunity some people are looking for, and you have the same opportunity, and the only thing you could think of is committing suicide. And thoughts around that made me make this video, and I've been having these thoughts for a while. And I believe um, this video is actually maybe for someone, maybe you watching at this moment, especially thoughts around this. There are times you see someone even in a greater position than we are committing suicide, and you'll be like, this person is smiling all day or was smiling before this situation, and why would this person commit suicide? So if you can if this story resonates with you, not necessarily resonating with you in the aspect of committing suicide, but in the aspect of seeing other people having it all figured out, and you have questions in line with that, I think it's a good place to stay and just watch this video. And before I just continue, you if this seems traditional, holding the mic and speaking, uh, please, you have to forgive me on that because of the sound quality. And sometimes it's just good to be in a cool environment, seeing what is going on. And some of the sounds that you are hearing in the background is calming sometimes when you just sit down and take it in. So let's just dive right in. There are situations whereby, especially social media, is necessarily helping this kind of topic. There are situations whereby we see a lot of people putting things out there, and you imagine that, oh, these people all have it figured out. And I won't say majority. I won't say majority of these people are living fake life. No, it's not a matter of fake life. In fact, if we are to look at it very well, that's what they are going through at that time. But everyone is selective. I won't put some videos out there. I won't put some reels out there that are so depressing, or depressing moments and everything, because I don't want people to see me in that light. And I believe we've talked about a topic related to that when I brought John in to share some thoughts around how we do life and all our identity, what our identity means and all that. So he talked about, no one is so happy to share bad moments. No one is so happy to share those bad moments and bad things going on at the time. Of course, I could remember him saying that, of course, maybe when you have it all figured out, then you can share. But, a lot of people do not even share before having it all figured out. So you won't blame anyone coming out there to share the most beautiful moment. So you, as a receiver, thinking that everyone on the social media or everyone online has it all figured out, then you look at your life, that why is this going on with me? Why am I at this point? What is happening? I just want you to remember something, that we all still have things we are working on. We all are still trying to arrange our lives, even to old age. The people that are very grown, there are situations they are battling one sickness or the other, trying to figure that out. Even sometimes you're battling how to take care of your grandkids and all that. So there are stages to life, and the stages we always get into, or the stage we get into in life, is actually peculiar to that stage, and there are new things that we are all figuring out. So putting that in mind, when you realize that everyone still has something they are figuring out, then you give yourself a room to figure out what you're going through at that moment and learning through the process. There is no need for you to beat yourself for not achieving anything you want to achieve at that moment. And something I've realized recently is that when you are done, especially when you're thinking about the things you've not achieved, it hinders you from even achieving the little you can achieve at the moment, because it affects your countenance, it affects the way you think, because you're done at the moment. A depressed person will not think right to even do what he's capable of doing at some moment, because it doesn't see any positive in life but sees the negative aspects, sees those things that are not working at that moment. Is it wrong to be depressed? It is not a good state to be. But I won't say it is totally wrong, because it is emotions, and sometimes you might not be in charge of those emotions, but there are ways you can also respond to that. Focus on focus on the positivity. Focus fully on the positivity, believing that things will work well. There are times you look back at life, and this is what we do not do regularly. You look back at life and you see a lot of positive things has happened over the time, and what you've only focused on is the negative. And when you focus on the negative, you see what is not working. You see a lot of things that are not working, and then you're so worried that when will this work? I'm telling you something today, that even after that thing has worked out, there are still more coming your way. It's not a bad news. It's not something. Let me give you an example. Now, if you have been the one that is bothered about having kids, after having kids, there is a point you will still be bothered about how to take care of them. You might be worried about getting a job, and it gets to a point where, especially in your career, you're worried about getting a job. It gets to a point where you got the job. Maybe it wasn't still the best job you wanted. You're still worried about, moving ahead, managing your colleagues and everything. You can put it in any shape. Just think about what you're going through right now. I'm not even saying going through as in a negative thing. Like, you have some things you still have to figure out in life. And once you realize that, of course, it is normal to have things to figure out in life, then you give yourself some space. You give yourself some room to get better while figuring things out. Work on the things that you have power to work on at the moment, believing that some things will get better. So I don't know what this particular video is for. If it is for you, understand that life is in stages, life is in phases. This phase you are right now is not the end of life. When life doesn't even make sense, focus on the positivity and check out the negatives too. Are there things I can work on right now? Do I have to write some exams? Do I have to do some things? If yes, then do it. But do not just stay there hoping to call a pity party, expecting people to come out and help. There are situations where people help. Yeah, if you need to seek help, that's a different case. But just sharing your story is that okay, so that they can pity you and all that. That's not a good space to be, or the space to stay. Move on and get better at any other thing you're doing. Just get better and improve yourself. Believing that things will definitely go on well. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to my thoughts. And I would just want to hear from you to your opinion about these situations. And I would like to see your comments. Just in summary, if you've not been following keenly to this, in summary, what I'm saying in essence is we all have things that we are figuring it out. It is not just peculiar to you. No matter how well you have figured it out, you still have few things you need to figure out. Focus on the positives, learn from the negatives, and move on. There is no need to just be done because of what has happened. And of course, if your emotions are all over, take time, think about it, and move on. Do not just stay there. Thank you for listening to this, and I hope it has helped you thus far. Thank you, and see you on my next video. Bye.